Hello and welcome to the Context Machine. This is episode 595. I don't see how that's possible. I'm Bryan Cheffin.
And I don't see how it's possible either, yet here we are. I'm Jeff Gamet. Hey, go check us out at our new-ish home, contextmachine.io.
And you can use contextmachine.io to reach out to us, or you can reach out to us on Twitter at contextmachine. Now, this is a weekly show, right?
Yes, Bryan, this is a weekly show.
So episode 595. So I think that means we've been recording this show for 50 years.
Yeah. Much like Doctor Who, there are sometimes breaks between the weekly episodes.
sometimes breaks between. That's such a polite way of saying that. See who's sponsor. We're doing a sponsor, right? Do you have a sponsor?
Well, we were until now, I guess. But yes. Yeah, that would be LinkedIn Jobs.
LinkedIn Jobs, right? And I'm going to tell you, that's what the script says. I'm going to tell you more about them later in the show.
Oh my God, you're not kidding. The script literally says, and I'm going to tell you more about them later in the show.
It's in the script. I have to read it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to hear from HR again because I improv'd part of the script. I didn't read it verbatim.
I'm going to turn you in.
Yeah, I'm going to get a bad evaluation at my next employment review.
Remember that picture? One of the most devastating consequences of COVID was you no longer doing your sketches and photographs from coffee shops.
Yes.
And I remember one in particular where a grown adult human being, male human being, came in with, I think he had his hat on backwards, which is fine. You know, that's fine. But, like he told his mother to go get him something. He says, I'm going to sit right here and wait for you or something. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And I ask you if he did he really say that, or are you just, like hamming it up for your series? And you insisted.
I never hammed it up for any of those. Yeah. So my feeling, Bryan, when we could go and hang out in coffee shops all the time and not have to risk catching COVID, the whole thing was show just what is really happening. Don't play it up. Don't exaggerate it, because that will spiral out of control to where I have to keep making the next thing even more over the top than the last thing. Mm-hmm. And then it gets hard to remember what's real and what's not. It's just easier to report the truth.
And reality was enough of an entertainment, unfortunately.
Yeah. They were doing all the work for me.
They were. I remember being in a crowded coffee shop. Guy comes in, sits down, opens up his laptop, starts viewing porn. Hardcore porn. Just, he's not, he doesn't have his laptop isn't facing a wall. There's like 20 people behind him. He's just viewing porn.
Yeah. I've seen that more than once.
I've heard horror stories from coffee shop employees about far, far worse behavior.
I can imagine. Hey, do you remember when you and I were hanging out in a coffee shop and I had a Fresh Brewed Tales incident right there, and you insisted that I not take a photo because you were worried that I would escalate a situation. So yeah, I had to draw the person instead.
Right. And you ended up drawing a few others after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good times. I am conflict averse, except for when I am angry.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
You were clearly not comfortable with me potentially creating a situation.
Yeah, and I am sorry about that. I should have. I mean, because you would have been able to sort out any particular situation.
It's all fine because we ended up with a nice drawing out of it anyhow, and I would have felt bad knowingly putting you in a situation where you were clearly uncomfortable. So instead, I drew the guy as opposed to photographing him, and it worked fine.
Also, been enjoying your Inktober series on Instagram.
Thank you.
If I remember correctly, that's Jay Gamut, the Instagram.
Jay Gamut on Instagram, yeah. And I have been enjoying your photos from the trip to England, to the UK that you recently took.
Thank you. Yeah, just got back. Apologize for the break in the show caused by my trip, but I was gone for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and Bryan, is it true that you have a clever handle for your Instagram account?
Oh yeah, right. You can find me at Geek Tells. That's TELLS.
Geek Tells.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping you would do Inktober with me this year.
Dude, I can't draw. You know that I can't draw.
I love your art.
That's completely immaterial.
No, it's important. It matters. I like your art. I deserve to be happy.
Yes, that is true. You do, especially after I kept you from your fun in the other coffee shop. Okay, listen, we're like so off to like a rocky start to the show. We were going to talk about.
It's been a great show. We'd like to thank our sponsor. Wait, what?
We have to do the thing.
Oh, that wasn't the thing?
No, that wasn't the thing. That was the unplanned preamble.
Oh. Okay, whatever.
We're going to talk about Andor.
Oh, okay. Now I'm back. Yes. We're both.
We have 7 episodes. You know how many episodes there are going to be? I feel like it's an 8-episode season.
I thought it was 10.
Ooh, I hope it's 10 because it's freaking awesome.
What I'm going to do right now is go and look at our favorite website that makes it so easy to find information about TV shows and movies.
Huh.
And by so easy, I mean, how does IMDb actually have a think tank group that comes up with ways to make it harder to find stuff?
Yeah, I don't like. Yes, I'm looking at the entry to Andor right now. Cannot see a place. I see that there is a season 1 episode 8 entry, so there's at least one more episode. But like, I'm still looking for the season 1 episode list.
Oh, I found it. Oh, Bryan, there's 12. There's 12 episodes.
What? No way. Really?
Way.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's great. Because so far we're 7 episodes in. I caught up. That's like the one show that I caught up with since I got back from England. Mm-hmm. And it's just so good. I think it's probably no. It is my favorite of the Star Wars series so far.
I'm really enjoying it too.
As much as I love The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian is great. I think my favorite of the series still is Clone Wars.
Okay, that is fair. You're referring to the animated series?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just... Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you just need to get over it and enjoy the show. I mean, we get the Anakin Skywalker we should have had all along.
Yeah.
We get to see how crazy badass Obi-Wan Kenobi is. We get to see deep into a lot of these characters, like experiencing just how really emotionally and psychologically screwed up Maul is.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I've watched several episodes and I get why people like it. It just doesn't grab me. But Andor does.
And I get it.
See how I brought it back?
I do. I see how you brought it back, and I chose to make it easy on you and just roll with it. Anyhow, okay. One of the things I'm loving about Andor is that we're getting to see the Star Wars universe from a completely different perspective.
More than one completely different perspective. But go ahead.
Yeah, and we did get we did get that with Mandalorian. But this takes it into a deeper level where we're actually getting to see how the Empire works, and we're seeing the Empire not as this just kind of esoteric evil, but as
a functioning bureaucracy.
Yes, and then getting to see stormtroopers as more than just the kind of bumbling characters that give us a setup for an action scene. I mean, dealing with stormtroopers in this series, I mean, they're kind of scary and disturbing. And I'm not elaborating on that because I don't want to offer any spoilers since we're recording only a couple days after the episode was released.
I'm pondering what you're saying, and I'm not feeling that, and I can't find it either.
All right. So what I'm referring to without offering any concrete details that will help you in any way, we have this sense of fear as civilians in the Star Wars universe in this series.
Yes,
and they become the public projection of the elements that are creating that fear.
Yes, I do see that and feel it and know exactly what you mean now that you have specified, and I agree. And that is very interesting. And we're also seeing, when you look at Star Wars, the movie, the first 3 movies, okay, fine, the first 6 movies, the rebellion is always from this, ragtag band of fighters, right? A military, like a paramilitary.
Mm-hmm.
And it is definitely, you're sort of, you're seeing the rebellion from afar. You're seeing the Empire from afar. Even when we're looking at the Emperor, we're looking at the Emperor from afar. We're looking at Darth Vader from afar. We're looking even to a certain extent at Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. We're looking at them from afar. This show is showing us a closer picture of both the common people and, again, that functioning bureaucracy. We're seeing the Empire working as intended. And that's an interesting perspective. And I'd also like to point out that I think that Disney is, I like the fact that they're willing to let each show be true to itself. Like The Mandalorian is clearly a Western.
Yes.
And it was unlike any other kind of Star Wars thing that we've seen. Andor is a new kind of series that is also unlike any Star Wars product that we've seen. Even Obi-Wan Kenobi showed us some glimpses of the Empire that we hadn't seen before. And the same is well, I don't know. I guess the book of what? The book of who's the
book
guy?
of Boba Fett.
Yeah, the book of the guy that I still don't understand why anyone cares anything about whatsoever. Is a continuation of the Western kind of vehicle. They are not just giving us different versions of Star Wars, and I appreciate that.
Me too. Can I share an Easter egg with you that I caught? And this is from a couple episodes ago, like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Okay.
So I feel okay sharing this, and it doesn't reveal any plot or anything. So I feel like we're spoiler safe here. Okay, so Luthen, the guy that sells the artifacts and art and stuff on Coruscant, in his back room where he has his workbench and everything else set out, on the shelf behind him in several shots, at least a couple shots, he has a Jedi and a Sith holocron sitting there.
I missed that.
Yeah, they're side by side. So when he's standing talking, look at head level, and as you're looking at your television screen, just look off to the right a little bit. And they're both just sitting there.
Interesting. Got to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I turned to Kat, who's sitting on the couch beside me. And I said, "Oh my God, he has holocrons." And Kat was nonplussed.
That's fantastic.
Disappointed.
That's fantastic. I would also like to offer some kudos. I'm sure he's listening, to the actor who plays that character. Okay, why am I still looking for that on IMDb? Why? How is that?
I laugh only because I've been stumbling through it and I finally found the cast list.
Well, I'm looking at the cast list for episode The Eye, which actually has that actor in their keyframe on IMDb, and he is not listed in the top cast. Am I missing him?
Well, I'm in the wrong place to see that.
Well,
now.
who is it?
Season 1.
Why is Corporal number 4? Corporal number 4 is on that page, and the guy playing that character is not. What? Okay, do you work for IMDb? Listen, are you listening to us right now? Do you work for IMDb? What the hell are you guys thinking? Why has this site turned into such a piece of crap for actually finding anything? Fix it. Do better. Okay, tell us.
Right. Okay, so Corporal number 4, I finally found it. Luke McGregor.
Yeah, not the guy we're looking for.
Oh, so you're looking for someone else?
Yeah, the guy that plays the keyframe fella, the person you were just talking about. The character who sells things.
Oh, yeah. That's
apparently your mind
Skarsgård.
Your mind today was designed by IMDb. Oh, that's Mr. Skarsgård. Why isn't he on the top cast list? Are you looking at the top cast list right now?
No, I'm looking at the full cast list. But when I look at the top cast list,
you would think that Mr. Skarsgård might possibly be more important than Corporal number 4. You know, just saying. Mr. Skarsgård. I forgot that was. I always forget who the Skarsgårds are. Skarsgård. I always forget that.
Oh my God, you're right. Top cast has a collection of almost rando.
Well, Cassian Andor is on top at least, but the kids there. Corporal number 4 is there.
Running Soldier and Corporal number 1. Running Soldier is not the character's name; it's a description of the thing they did, like Wandering Soldier.
Yeah,
you're right. I'm looking at this,
and when you click the arrow next to top cast, which is what takes you to full cast, because that makes sense.
You're right, it does.
Because that makes sense, right? The top cast with the arrow, you click that, and okay. Mr. Skarsgård is listed at the bottom. Why is Stellan Skarsgård listed at the bottom of the full cast list? Why? Why? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Regardless.
Are they listing the actors in order of appearance in the show?
100% not. 100%. He does not. He does not come in towards the end. You know, he's not one of the last characters shown. All right, whatever. IMDb is. You know what it is? It's
they're
like
listed in credits order. That's not IMDb doing that. They're scraping the credits from the episode. So
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so it may actually, there's a possibility they're actually listed in order of appearance because of the credits order.
That is, all right, that's possible. I still think that the folks who were designing IMDb today might possibly have been Microsoft Windows UI employees from the 90s. Maybe. And if you're listening to this and you take that as a personal offense, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, better.
That goes for the Microsoft employees from the 90s, unless you were trying to fix something. And the IMDb people, unless you're trying to fix something. So regardless, I love Stellan Skarsgård's performance.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, he is fantastic. Okay, great show, great perspective, much more interesting look at the galactic culture of the Empire. The thing you talked about was because here's the thing, the thing you said about stormtroopers being like actually being afraid of the stormtroopers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The way that affected me was more from the standpoint of seeing the common people in fear.
Yes.
And that was the thing that hit me viscerally, and I mean, which I actually stopped and to think about in real time about how interesting it was to see the culture of fear being presented to us in many ways in the first time ever. Because, you know, most of the shenanigans that the Empire is up to is always directed at the good guys, to the fighting folks.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, seeing the culture of fear directed at people, really, really interesting. Also, by the way, the woman, what is her character's name? But she plays, for me, she plays Petunia Dursley, who is Harry Potter's aunt. She's fantastic in this.
Yeah, if only there was an easy way to cross-reference things like that in IMDb.
She's the woman who rescued Andor when he was a child.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
She is she's great. And I haven't seen her in anything other than Harry Potter. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who have seen her in many things, but I'm really enjoying her performance.
So am I. Yeah. I think it's just a really great show.
Yep. Okay. On that note, LinkedIn jobs. Let's talk about them. What do you think?
I think that sounds brilliant.
All right. Closing out on the end of the year. It has been a year.
It has been a year. This is a factually true statement.
And you can project onto that whatever you want, but it's been a year. And if you are someone who is needing to, in charge of, responsible for hiring people, you know that it's been a year. And it's probably pretty important to you that you finish the year right. And that's where LinkedIn Jobs comes in, right? Because they make it easy to create a free job post. They make it easy for you to manage your job posts. They make it easy for you to manage the people who are candidates for your job posts. And they do it all from this really easy to use dashboard that makes all these things easier. And when it comes to hiring, especially right now, where hiring is hard, any tool that you can get that's going to make hiring easier is probably going to be a good thing, which is a good thing. I realize I'm being redundant. So you can, here's some of the things you can do. You can add your job. And once you have posted a job, you can use the hashtag hiring frame on your LinkedIn profile. That'll let anyone know who is looking at your profile that you're hiring. And if you have any kind of network, that's going to have a multiplicative effect that can possibly be, extraordinarily helpful for you. They have simple tools. They have like screening questions. Those screening questions can make it easy to focus on the candidates that have just the right skills and experience, so you can, prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. Right? So you can do all this from their dashboard. And because you are listening to this show, you can post your job for free at linkedin.com/ACM. That's linkedin.com/ACM to post your job for free. Now, it's, as always, terms and conditions apply. But if you need to hire, you should 100% check out LinkedIn jobs. They've got this, I don't know, I don't have it in the materials that they presented to me today, but the LinkedIn network has hundreds of millions of people around the world. It is a huge network of people. So definitely post your job for free, linkedin.com/ACM. And we appreciate them sponsoring this week's show.
Yes, we do.
Radio. All right. So there was a thing that happened. I think I got back, Jeff, and I'm like going through my email, and there's something from Apple about a new iPad. I'm like, when the heck did that happen?
Oh yeah. Apple announced new iPad Pro earlier this week. There's also 10th generation iPad. But I have a feeling you want to hear about the iPad Pro first, just because that's like more in line with what you would be interested in.
Yeah, not that I need it, but yes, I like it. I have what is now the previous generation of iPad Pro. So I'm assuming I need to immediately find some place to sell that and buy a new one.
Yeah, you might, because I know you. And I know how you use your equipment, and I think you might like this. Okay, so the new iPad Pro, instead of an M1, it has an M2, and the
same M2 that's just been introduced for the MacBook Pro line.
It's 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU. So I mean, this is. 16-core neural engine. So yeah, this is a full-on hardcore processor, and I have to say, this is making my 2018 iPad Pro feel pretty long in the tooth, which is saying a lot, because that iPad Pro, it has USB-C, so I can do a lot with it, and it's still really capable and really powerful. So for something to make that look like a dated iPad, I mean, you have to have made some significant improvements. So
that makes sense. Are they putting iPad OS 16? Is that a thing yet?
iPad OS 16.1. That'll be the first version we get. That's coming on October 24th. And macOS Ventura is dropping on October 24th as well.
Because right now we're on 15.7.
Yes, on the iPad Pro.
Even though phones have been on iOS 16 now for I don't know, a month or so.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we're waiting for the 24th for iPad OS 16 to drop, and I'm assuming that's for multiple generations of iPad Pro. Okay, I don't even care about that. I'm assuming that'll be for my iPad Pro.
For your iPad Pro.
Excellent.
Okay, so
26th. No, 24th, which is
24th.
So iPad,
the 24th.
But the iPad Pro ships on the 26th.
Yes. So we get the operating system a couple days before the new iPad ships.
Gotcha.
Which is typical when Apple does their big OS releases around hardware time. We get the OS, and then a couple days later we get the hardware to go with it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so
holy crap. The 16-core neural engine can process 15.8 trillion operations per second.
yeah, it's crazy.
That is so just insane.
And my feeling is, unless you just really, really, really want the 11-inch size, the 12.9-inch is the right one to get, because it has the Liquid Retina XDR display. So it's the display.
I don't want to read in bed with a 12-inch iPad. And my iPad is my book.
All right, well, get the smaller one, which has a nice screen, but it's not that it's not the same screen as in the 12.9-inch. Yeah, so if you want to talk like brightness, it's, what is it? It's 1,000 nits in the 12.9-inch. The contrast ratio is probably the same. It's like 1,000,000 to 1. I'm looking right now because why should I memorize everything?
Because
it doesn't say for the 11-inch in what I'm looking at right now, but it's 600 nits for peak bright. Oh, that's clever. Okay. They're actually not even showing on Apple's product page for the iPad Pro the full details. So on the 12.9-inch, 1,000 nits full screen brightness, 1,600 nits peak brightness, 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio, P3 wide color gamut, and the 11-inch, they say 600 nits true tone and P3 wide color gamut. So they don't, and that's peak brightness, 600 nits. So the peak brightness is less than the regular full screen brightness on the 12.9-inch.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate why you don't want a 12.9-inch for reading in bed.
Yeah, I use all of our use cases are going to be different. A lot of people
don't
would
you
actually
have an iPad mini?
I do.
Okay, now you have something to read on in bed. Shut up and get the 12.9-inch.
I don't want to carry around.
Oh, bless your heart. All right. Well, instead of sitting here and analyzing why you're just going to be a baby about screen sizes, let's talk about Apple Pencil, because that's actually really cool.
Before we go to Apple Pencil, can I note that for the first time, they use 100% recycled gold, and I'm losing my voice. I thought, but that's cool.
I hadn't caught that. So,
yeah, it's in the press
that's
release.
Cool.
All right, so tell us about the Pencil.
Okay. Have you used graphics tablets in the past?
Only like in, like trade shows, demos, when they're being demoed. I've never sat down and used one like you have.
Okay. Well, even in the demos, they probably showed you how you use the stylus on the graphic tablet and how you don't always have the stylus touching the tablet to do some things. So you get this hover mode. Well, with the new iPad Pro and Apple Pencil 2, you get hover mode. So
wait a minute, hold on. So this has been around for a while in graphics tablets?
Oh, yeah.
And
like decades.
Why are we just okay? I didn't even realize that was a thing until I like briefly looked at the press release before we started recording. And my point is, why are we just now getting that on the iPad? It seems
that's a really great question. And I remember when the original Apple Pencil came out, and there was no interaction with the stylus unless it was touching the surface. I was really surprised because that's something that I expected, because Apple was touting it as a tool that you can use as an artist and not just as a navigational stylus.
Right. And Apple uniquely controls all of the hardware and all of the software in both devices. Well, I guess that's probably true for graphics tablets people too. But Apple also has more recent. Like, why are we just not getting that? I mean, I know we don't have the answer for that question, but I can't believe people haven't been clamoring for it. Maybe that's why. Have,
but yeah, I would love to know why we didn't get the feature before now. And I'm guessing that we have at least a couple listeners that are curious why, to me, this is such a big deal. Okay, so when I'm using my stylus on my Wacom tablet connected to my Mac, if I am not actually physically touching the tablet surface with the stylus, it acts sort of like a mouse, like any other pointing device. So as I move the stylus around, the cursor moves around on my screen. So I can always see where my cursor point is, and I can interact with the interface with the stylus as if it were just any other pointing device, because in that instance it is. You can do that with the hover feature in Apple Pencil 2 on the new iPad Pro. So like if I have interface elements like that, the example they use is widgets as a thing, or document selection. And as you move the stylus, hover it over those items, they kind of enlarge. So you can tell this is the thing you're hovering over. This is the thing you're about to select. And I think that's great. That's an awesome feature just in general. I can see where some people with like finger mobility issues, but they can hold a stylus. This is going to make navigating easier for them. The other thing is, if you're using this in a graphics application, then that gives you new features. Well, I'm assuming some apps will have to be updated to take advantage of this. So let's say you've picked a specific brush and a specific color and a specific opacity.
You're talking about
normal things you do in an app.
Okay.
Like in a drawing or painting app. And now you're hovering the stylus over where you're getting ready to paint or draw. You'll see the stylus, or excuse me, the brush where it would be as if you were touching the glass. So you get a preview of the color, the brush size, what it's going to look like when you apply. And it's great because it makes it much easier to experiment without having to just like make a couple lines, undo, get something else, make a couple lines, undo, get something else.
Why
sit there and hover,
people been clamoring for this?
My guess is that in certain circles, people have been clamoring for this.
I talk to you all the time.
Well,
and I didn't know that. This is the first. Okay, this would not be the first time that you told me something and I completely ignored you. but
and now it comes out. I see.
But this is like the first time that I'm hearing about I've never even thought about this feature existing. And in that I know you so well and we talk so often. I mean, like, I really don't think you've ever complained about it to me.
I may not have. And it's probably because I have had this Wacom tablet. Seriously, the Wacom tablet that I have, I should replace. I need to get a Cintiq. But I have an Intuos 4. That's how old this is. For people that are in the know, they're like, does that even work?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Anyhow, so when I'm doing things in a graphics application where I'm looking for that level of control. I've always been doing that on my Mac anyhow. And I have a feeling that there's the inertia thing where initially we didn't have the feature. And so that just was what it was. And there's nothing that I was saying or doing that was going to change that. And I had the solution that I'd been using already. And so I just kind of rolled with it. But now that we're getting it, it's restoked that frustration where now I'm saying, finally, it's only taken how many years since the Apple Pencil was introduced to give us a feature that to me seems like it should have been there from day one.
Yeah, the Apple Pencil is such an advanced piece of technology, right? It does a lot of things that other styluses don't.
Yeah, well, and it also has a very clever feature built in where it becomes upgraded hardware without having to replace the stylus, because the stylus, it has the pressure sensitivity and the angle sensitivity part built into the tip, but everything else happens from the software and the sensors built into the glass.
And at the same time, the iPad is a jillion times more powerful and more advanced than a graphics tablet.
If you'd said that before the M1 versions came out, I'd say, well, they're more advanced in some cases. But there are models of Cintiq that they're really computers, and you can even install apps on them. It's crazy how far this technology has gone. But now with the M1 and M2, yeah, we've taken a big jump ahead of those super high-end graphics tablets. And when your stylus you upgrade your iPad Pro, you keep the same Apple Pencil, but the sensitivity's improved, and it's better at recognizing the angle of the stylus and the pressure. And that's because they can do upgrades on the iPad side that make the Apple Pencil you already have do more things.
All right. Well, while
that's pretty cool.
All true, it just makes it all the more astounding that this is a new feature.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, especially for artists, like that ability to have your stroke previewed. I mean, I'm not an artist, and when, as you were describing, that was the first time I heard that described. So the reaction, if you're depending on how closely you're listening to us, which by the way, I don't advise listening closely. My reaction was my real time honest reaction. That just seems amazing to me. And you've been able to do that for a long time, apparently, on graphics tablets, and that just astounds me.
Yeah, decades. Like,
who knew?
I had graphics tablets connected to Macs running System 8.5,
mm-hmm.
and I was hovering with the stylus. It's just a thing. It's just how it worked. So yeah. Okay. So one thing, Bryan, that I'm finding a little bit disappointing with the new iPad Pro is that the FaceTime camera is still on the narrow side. So it's on the portrait side as opposed to the landscape side. At this point, considering how we use our iPads, and that so many of the keyboard cases, including Apple's, are designed to hold our iPads in landscape mode.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we still have the camera sitting off to the side? So we have to look off to the side or not look at the camera, and you get that kind of unnatural thing when you're doing video stuff.
To be fair,
why not?
To be fair, I use mine in portrait mode, so I don't care.
Okay, for the rest of the world, other than Bryan. Oh my God! Seriously, you do that?
I'm what? Okay, remember, Yes. If I'm not playing a game that's in landscape mode, I use my iPad Pro in portrait mode.
Sometimes it's like I don't even know who you are.
Well, reading it feels like a hardback book to me. So reading news, reading any kind of reading consumption to me feels a lot more natural in portrait mode. I do not like reading in landscape mode.
Interesting.
Not even a little
bit. On my iPad mini, which I really need to replace that thing. Holy crap. I can't update it to new operating systems. Battery's basically dead. But that's not the point. The point is, yes, when I'm using my iPad mini, that is primarily in portrait mode. All my other iPad devices, which I guess would be the iPad Pro, that is almost always going to be in portrait mode.
I would love to hear
landscape mode.
Yep. Sorry. I heard you say landscape even as you actually said portrait. I would love to hear what our listeners do. Like what kind of mode they're using their own iPads in. Please specify the kind of iPad you have.
Yeah, let us know. And Bryan, I'm bringing up the camera because it's frustrating for me, although I have a hypothesis about why this is. So this new iPad Pro, the front-facing camera has not moved. Mm-hmm. On the 10th generation iPad, the camera's on the landscape side.
It is not.
It is.
You're talking about, so this is the brand new iPad that we haven't otherwise mentioned.
Yes, the brand new iPad. Huh. iPad. Not iPad Air. Not iPad mini, just iPad.
Really milquetoast colors, I might add.
Well, at least it's finally in colors other than silver and gray.
Why? Okay.
But Apple has a thing about their colors.
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of disappoint, I think. But yeah, the camera's been moved, and they replaced the Lightning port with USB-C.
The notch is gone. Or maybe the iPad didn't have a notch.
The iPad didn't have a notch. The home button is gone. So it has a bigger screen or bigger display area.
My iPad Pro
Touch ID is now like the iPad mini where it's on the sleep wake button.
Yeah, and my iPad Pro doesn't have a notch either. By the way, I really enjoyed the dynamic island. I think when last we recorded, we were still sort of experimenting with that. The dynamic island is cool. It doesn't matter, but it's cool. Doesn't change anything, but it's cool.
Yeah, and I still haven't seen a home screen wallpaper where someone has designed it so that it looks like it's the notch, which I think would be incredibly funny. You have the dynamic island, and it's kind of disappeared into this notch graphic. What? Just me?
Say it again. I was doing something else.
Oh my God, it's true. You really don't listen. Okay. What I was saying, what I was saying was someone needs to make a wallpaper for the iPhone 14 where at the top of it, it has the notch in as part of the graphic. So you have your dynamic island, but it's kind of hidden because the notch is all around it, just as part of the wallpaper. I think that would be incredibly funny.
It would be very funny. All right, so camera's moved. It's in landscape mode, which just feels really weird to me, but I'm guessing other people are going to like that, or Apple wouldn't have done it. And they moved Touch ID to the button on top like the iPad mini.
And they replaced Lightning with USB-C.
Nice.
Okay, so what that means is that you now have USB-C across the entire iPad line, and this iPad still uses Apple Pencil 1.
I would like USB-C to be across the entire iPad iOS product line. It's high time that iPhones went to USB-C.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that are agreeing with you on that, and including the EU.
Well, screw the EU. The EU is wrong on this. but I mean, they're right for the wrong reasons. Like Apple, I just want Apple to be on a unified cabling system. That's what I want.
Well, the problem is, it's Apple can have this unified port across all the devices, but it's not unified cabling, because cables for USB-C is straight up a hot mess. It's a dumpster fire.
Okay, that's fair, but that's just nitpicking.
Yeah. And honest, I don't think going to USB-C actually solves any problems. I mean, in the short term, people will be like, yay, I've got the same port everywhere. And then later on, they're like, oh, it's not really the same port everywhere because I don't have the right cables for different things. And now I'm really confused. But where I'm going with this is all iPads have USB-C, including the new 10th generation iPad. The 10th generation iPad still uses Apple Pencil 1, which has a Lightning connector.
Come on.
So to charge Apple Pencil 1 with the new iPad, if you already have an Apple Pencil 1, you need to buy a $10 USB-C to Lightning adapter that Apple sells, which, by the way, is already back ordered a month. Or you buy a new Apple Pencil 1 that includes the adapter in the package.
Or I'd forgotten that you have to charge your pencil by sticking it in your iPad, which is one of the most asinine things that Apple has done. Probably not the most.
It's a horrible design decision.
Yeah, it's just insane. But okay, that's all right. I'm going to go stew on that.
You stew on that. I'll give you a reason why I think Apple went this route.
Okay.
They moved the camera to the landscape side, right? Mm-hmm. On all the other iPads, where do you charge the Apple Pencil? On the landscape side.
Right.
I don't think there's room up there for all the stuff to fit together for the wireless charging and the cameras. So you can have one or the other. And my guess is that because Apple has a lot more data than we do about how people use devices, what they found is that people that use the iPad, not iPad Pro or Air, tend to use the Apple Pencil less than the other iPad models, but they do a lot of video chats. So give them the thing that they use more, which is the video camera where it makes sense. And then the sacrifice is that it's still Apple Pencil 1 and Lightning, and now it has to have this extra dongle adapter so that you can still charge it.
Actually, I think that Apple's making a mistake by even having more than one Apple Pencil. I mean, I guess an immediate argument against that is that education probably doesn't need the same pencil that an artist would need. But
that's what the Logitech crayon is for.
Well, okay.
I mean, it was designed with the education market in mind. And in fact, when it came out, you had to be an education buyer to even get one.
All true, but to have all new iPads should support all shipping pencils at the least. And it should be you choosing which pencil you want as opposed to having to worry about which pencil to get for your iPad.
And whether or not you need an extra adapter to use it or to charge it.
And that too. All right. Well, we're probably not going to solve that today. I see that's a 10.9 inch liquid retina display. It's using the A14 Bionic. Is that right? Or A14?
Yes. So, I don't know if it's Bionic, but it's definitely at least an A14.
A14 Bionic comes in like silvery and then watered down yellow, watered down salmon, or I don't know, salmon, and then
pinkish salmon, and then kind of a bluish thing.
In okay slate, kind of light watered down blue. Cool.
You know, for some people, even though we're kind of bagging on some of the features here, they're going to love this, and it's going to be the right device for them.
That's true.
And you know what? Awesome. I'm glad that they have that option.
And they start at $449. Wi-Fi plus cellular starts at $599.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of memory are you getting for that, though?
I believe the base model is 64 still.
Apple's. I don't like that. 128 feels anemic to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like 64 is too low. Yeah, so it's 64 and 256 gig for storage.
Yeah, like an iPad for use in a restaurant for like menus and order taking and dealing with seating. 64 gigs is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, 256 is like a minimum for a consumer device, and memory just isn't that expensive. So I wish that Apple, I don't know. So what I'm seeing is that the new iPad is available in either 64 or 256, period, end of sentence.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So also the 9th gen is still in the product lineup.
Okay.
And so that one starts at $329. And my guess is that Apple is keeping that around because it's a better price point.
Yeah.
For education purposes. So there'll be a lot of schools that still buy this, and businesses buy it for their sales kiosks and stuff.
For people who aren't idiots like me, I mean, it even $300 is a lot of money to, you know, depending on who you are and where you are. So, I like that Apple's keeping that around. That's great. That's sort of like the old iPhone model, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Make last year's cheaper.
Yeah. Although at this point, I feel like Apple's tablet product lineup is getting a little bit cluttered, and for some people will be confusing.
That is possibly true. Yeah. Well, all right. So that was the interesting thing to happen while I was gone. I appreciate you catching me up on it. Keeps me from having to, what's that word? Work. So,
right.
So thank you as always. So that's what the show exists for.
Yeah,
it's for you to catch me up on all the things that I should have already checked up on myself.
So nothing has changed.
Correct. Okay. Maybe I feel like we should maybe like cut our losses.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we should.
All right. Well, then let me play this. And note that is this week's Context Machine. If you have anything to comment on, add, or question, please head to contextmachine.io. You can use that to reach out to us. You can also reach out to me on Twitter at GeekTells. And where are you, Jeff?
I'm Jay Gamet on like all the socials.
All the socials, right. And let's see, the bass is recorded by Boom, just for us, and Cashfly is providing our bandwidth, which we really appreciate too. And then LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs, you can post your job for free. Use all those tools I was talking about. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/ACM. That's linkedin.com/ACM to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And thanks for catching me up, Jeff.
Hey, I'm glad to do it. Also, someone had.
Someone had too? Someone had?
I got partway through the sentence and I just didn't care
and you just didn't care anymore. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I just didn't care anymore.
Why do people listen to us?
I don't even know.